Known as the father of underground rock, Frank Zappa was a maverick who pushed the art of music to its upper limits.
Frank Zappa's music is very hard to describe. He operated under this pretense of anything at any time for any reason at all, because as a kid, he went to the library to learn to become a composer, and there were no boundaries.
Born in Baltimore, Maryland, on December 21, 1940, Frank Zappa was a mostly self-taught drummer and guitarist who developed an eclectic taste in music. With his band, The Mothers of Invention, he released the album Freak Out in 1966, and 33 years later, the album was honored with a Grammy Hall of Fame award.
Well, Freak Out is either the first or one of the first rock concept albums because it's a group of songs that tells a story. Freak Out tells a story about freaks versus mind control. It's a very 60s battle against authority.
In 1971, Zappa's band had their equipment destroyed during a concert in Switzerland, an event commemorated in Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water. 6 days later, Zappa suffered a crushed larynx and multiple fractures which forced him off the road.
In 1971, my father was pushed off a stage by a deranged individual, and he fell into an orchestra pit. But the positive thing that came out of that was, while he was in a wheelchair, he was able to write a lot of music. And what's not known so much about my father is his amazing ability to hear music in his head and write it down. So he could hear a whole orchestral score, and he could write all the parts on paper.
During his lifetime, Zappa released 62 albums, including a 1979 triple LP political rock opera entitled Joe's Garage, and the best-selling album Shake Your Booty, which contained the Grammy-nominated single Dancin' Fool.
Well, Frank Zappa had a great affection for doo-wop music, and he had a great affection for blues and jazz and the avant, like musique concrète. And sometimes he would put all of that in the blender, and you'd hear some blazing rock solo, very Zappa-esque, and then they come out and do this bridge that is unbelievably complex. And that's just him kind of giving a wink to his audience like, yeah, we have some chops.
As an artist, entrepreneur, and family man, Zappa designed his own album covers, directed films and music videos, ran 3 record companies, and raised 4 talented children with his wife Gail: Dweezil, Ahmet, Moon Unit, and Diva.
My father was really smart, really funny. He had great wit and always gave us great advice. But really the best advice was to be responsible for your own actions and really be aware of the real world. There's no free lunch. You gotta work, you gotta do all these things and be a good, responsible person.
During the 80s, Zappa had a surprise top 40 hit with the song Valley Girl, which featured his 14-year-old daughter Moon Unit popularizing phrases like gag me with a spoon and grody.
It is true that Zappa's biggest FM moment, perhaps, is Valley Girl. I mean, that's just a joke compared to what he accomplished. But when you listen to the real records, they're so incredibly intense. You realize FM radio would never, ever, ever be ready for a guy like Zappa.
Although Zappa was registering teenagers to vote at his earliest rock concerts, he won over the MTV generation with his commercials to get out the vote and his fight against rock censorship.
Throughout his career, Frank Zappa fought arbitrary authority. He just didn't believe that other people should set limits on the artistic imagination. He fought the censorship movement that gave us stickers on albums. His songs deliberately break taboos in their lyrics. He doesn't suffer authority gladly. He thinks they're all fools.
There's something about government that has always troubled me. Somebody from the government tells you something, and it always seemed like a lie.
In 1986, Zappa won his first Grammy Award for Best Rock Instrumental Performance for the album Jazz from Hell. He continued creating synthesizer-driven orchestral music until he succumbed to prostate cancer on December 4, 1993.
Frank Zappa did many things that other artists have yet to even approach because he was truly a composer. He used a rock band for the most part of his career to present his music, but it was really just about creating note densities. He liked to see it on a page. He liked to see all those black dots, and I think that he's legendary as a composer.
Zappa was posthumously awarded a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award and was named by Rolling Stone as one of the 100 greatest artists of all time.